When star quarterback Russ Holliday makes a calamitous fumble on the pitch during a pivotal American football game, his glittering career spirals downwards beyond recognition, but he refuses to accept defeat and instead chooses to assume the personality of an alter ego he invents named Chad and take his skills to a struggling team so that he can keep on playing American football and hopefully revive his career. But inevitably it is not all smooth sailing, as he constantly tries to prevent his past and present lives from colliding in the sports comedy series Chad Powers.
Son, it's time to face it. Your football career is over.
We're here on the grandest stage in American sports, Kirk, and for Russ Holliday, a chance to do something special.
You were showboating and you blew the game.
They can't get him. This is insane. Oh my goodness!
Georgia's picked the ball up.
Georgia is going to win a championship.
What was Holliday thinking?
It's time for you to move on.
There's just one problem, Dad. I'm not done with football.
Glen Powell's star continues to rise as one of the new set of Hollywood's leading men, churning out a string of performances in big-budget titles like Twisters, Anyone But You, and Top Gun Maverick, while turning his hand to a range of genres from action to dramas and also comedies like Chad Powers. He also serves as a producer on the series, which saw him fully immerse himself in the athletically elite world of the NFL, something that was in no doubt made easier by the endorsement and backing of NFL legends Eli and Peyton Manning, who both serve as executive producers on the series.
Dita De Silva, Arise Play Nigeria. This series is amusing and entertaining, but fundamentally deals with a story about coming to terms with failure and a man trying to find his way through that. Do you find that as an actor and a producer, that levity facilitates you telling stories that confronts the audience with difficult human truths?
By the way, that is the most beautiful way to phrase it. That's really, I'm going to steal that, because for me, the reason I love this story so much is, for me, comedy is something that sort of drops people's guard a bit. When you're laughing, you can't have your fists up when you're laughing, right? Yeah. You can't be guarded when you're laughing. And what I find it to do is comedy always feels like a very surprising way into very emotional stories, because when you can get people to engage with it in a different way, you can really hit their heart in a different way, you know? And so for me, the fun part about this, I always find that like when I try to write, I always try to figure out what that base human emotion is. And you're exactly right. Redemption, you know, a second chance is something that I think there's not one person on the planet that wouldn't want to turn back the clock on something in their life. They wouldn't want to, you know, have a second shot at a place that they failed themselves or failed someone else. And I feel like for me, that's the DNA of a great sports story is redemption, but I also feel like it's a universal emotion, something that we can all feel. And so Russ Holliday, you know, instead of just saying I'm sorry and trying to do it the old fashioned way, he puts on a new face to try to reinvent himself to do the thing he loves the most. Instead of saying I'm sorry, to get back on the field, he takes zero accountability, just invents a whole new identity. And I just found that to be a really compelling way to do exactly what you're talking about, especially with, you know, a lot of, you know, people, you know, these days. I think accountability is sort of there's a lost art to accountability. And I think this is a story that sort of confronts that in a really fun way.
South Georgia's having open tryouts. I'm going to do a Mrs. Doubtfire, but with football.
You here to try out? What's your name?
Jay.
And last name?
Is it?
So you say I got a funny face.
Who's 200?
That was one hell of a performance. You can take your helmet off.
I'm going to leave it on.
Why? You know, in this helmet, I feel strong. Like a strong, powerful male.
This isn't just football. This is acting.
Chad, why don't you remind the game day viewers where you're from?
West Virginia.
Stay away from backstory and factoids.
And what part of West Virginia?
So if you go west in West Virginia, it's the westest of the west of Virginia.
Glen Powell is no stranger to playing multiple characters with multiple personalities, having starred in the Netflix show Hitman, which saw him play several, and it earned him a Golden Globe nomination. It was therefore a skill he drew on once again for Chad Powers. However, this doesn't necessarily indicate something that could be a consistent thread that people can expect from his career going forward.
And very quickly, do you feel that playing a multiplicity of characters like you did in Hitman and now Chad Powers, you found your pocket as an actor that you can thrive in?
You know, I think what I'm trying to do right now is like, I'm really trying to have fun and challenge myself and challenge the audience. I'm like, I think as soon as you start, you engage with a story or an audience in a way that they know what to expect whenever you pop on screen, I think you're shortchanging them. You know, I think I want audiences to expect quality. Like I will always work, really hard to make sure audiences know that when they watch something I'm in, that I'm trying to do my best to deliver a real performance and a real story and something that's engaging and fun. But at the end of the day, I don't want audiences to know what I'll do next. And I think that's the thing with like Chad. It's a big wild swing. I'm playing, I
do think that you are underestimated, but you're over delivering. So please carry on. And it's been so great talking to you. Thank you.
That was so fun. Thank you so much. Very smart.
I like you, Powers.
That red rocket is big and dirty.
You are a puzzle.
Yeah? Personal hygiene is part of participating in a society.
I wish I could be in there, Coach. I know you wish you could be in there, too. But I don't wish that.
You were born for this moment. Every choice, every mistake carried you to this spot.
Why are you helping me?
Because no one is beyond second chances.
Powers toward the end zone. Woo! Who the is that guy?
He's like extremely ugly.
Russ was an asshole. Chad doesn't have to be.